Hello, romance. Ashley Collins, aka the Auto Dragons. Welcome to my YouTube channel, The Breakup Diaries. So I'm supposed to say, "What's up, Breakup Mafia?" But it still feels weird. It still feels so foreign. But whatever. Maybe because I haven't said it enough yet, and I don't know. It still feels staged. Anyway, so I finally saw the Eternals, and I basically agree with what the rest of the world thought of it. I don't think it was the worst Marvel movie of all time, though. That would be, disrespectful to like Black Widow. Um, Something that I noticed that really like bothered me was the lack of chemistry between the main characters. When you have lead characters who are supposed to be in love for millions of years, right? That's what they said, right? They loved each other for millions of years, but they still looked at each other like strangers. And I don't and I don't think that that was the actor's choice. I think that was just their lack of chemistry. Even when they kissed, there was still space between them. There was so much space you could walk between them. There was really no moment of touch. Even with her and what was Kit Harington's character. I was gonna say Jon Snow. We must get away from that. He's trying to move on and do something else. Even their chemistry, she just felt so like so distant. She felt so distant and so cold towards both of the men that she was in love with. So this isn't going to be a critique of the Eternals. I'm sure there's tons of reviews that you can watch about how good and bad it was, because it did have some really fun moments. But we're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about how do you create chemistry with your scene partner, whether you're on stage or on camera. Okay, so you have to consider most of the time, especially particularly in film, um, you don't really get to audition with the other actor, so you have no idea who you're gonna be acting with, right? So it's super nerve-wracking. Also, like, for film, you may not get a chance to rehearse with each other. So that scene, it's the first time that you're running through it with each other. This is actually also your first time meeting each other. You know, so from my acting experience, I gave you here's a little bit of tips to help you create that chemistry without forcing it. I'm all about don't force it. Okay? It should be something so completely natural. Okay? Um you have to use your senses. Okay? Find 4 qualities about the person, 5 if you're using all 5 of your senses, that you love about them. For example, maybe they have a beautiful smile, so you get lost in their smile. Maybe you love the scent of their cologne. You have to find moments of touch. And I don't mean overly sexual touching, unless the scene calls for it. But maybe like you have to think that, okay, consider where you are in your relationship in the script. Is it their first time meeting each other? You're obviously not going to touch each other the first time. But as the scene goes on, where are you gently touching them on the shoulder? Are you subtly touching them on their thigh? And you have to play up that scene as if this is your first time. I'm getting ahead of myself, but yeah. If you are a married couple, you have to do stuff that married couples do, which is, if what's the word I'm looking for? It's more casual. It's not, like lustful with each other. So like if you're gonna walk into the kitchen in your scene, maybe do a light kiss on the forehead, stuff that couples do. Maybe like a slight pop kiss. Subtle things like that is not as lustful. And when I say qualities about the person, I mean the individual themselves, not the character. What makes your scene partner lovable? What makes that your scene character? What puts you in awe of them? And everyone has beautiful qualities about them. Don't be stubborn. Don't be don't act like an immature. Everyone has beautiful qualities about them. I once had a scene partner and he had such beautiful hair. I I couldn't stop wanting to touch his hair, and the scene actually really didn't call for it. I was doing too much, but you see how like what you want to do is you want to give too much. That way the director can tell you when to pull it back. I'd rather tell my actors to pull it back than to give me more. Because I always feel like it's a little it's a little insulting if I had to tell you, can you act more, please? You know, you give me some more emotion, which I've had to do sometimes. And then it's frustrating, it's maddening. Um, 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 you have to find moments of touching. Get lost in their eyes. I'm sure you know the cliche line, the eyes are the window to the soul. What is it about their soul that's so that you can't look away from them? It's something that's really cute if you're doing a scene where you're first meeting with each other. You know how when you meet someone for the first time and you look at them but you look away, but then you're like, I want to make eye contact with you again because I want to see if something was working. You know, so play with those moments of eye contact. Get lost in their eyes. I'm also all about don't play for the audience, but the audience just happens to be there, So don't play up your love scene. Just focus on them. There's no one else that exists except for you and that person in the world. Okay, and the audience will feel that. The audience will feel that tension, and they'll feel that love. Um, um, like I said, this isn't a stranger unless the scene calls for it. Let's like I said again, if you're playing a married couple, don't act like this is the first time that you've met them, even though it probably is. Okay, right? um. Oh, this is a really fun one. Hold on. It's 70 degrees outside and it's 100 degrees inside my house. Um Glad I didn't put on makeup. Like my thighs are sweating right now. Um this is a good icebreaker between you and your scene partner. What is a song that reminds you of them? Play that song in your head and it'll help you think about them. So, for example, I think a great example of a good love song that you and your partner can definitely mutually agree that on it that is beautiful is "Perfect" by Ed Sheeran. If you continue to sing that song as you're on in your head as you're on the scene with them, but also focusing on them, there's something about that line, "You look perfect tonight," that's like, oh, thank you. Okay. Um. 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 You have to trust your scene partner. And what do I mean by trust? I am not saying that you're doing a Spider-Man scene where you have to fly through the air. No, it's all about teamwork. I trust you with I trust you with my words. I trust you with my body. I trust that you're going to help me create something beautiful and memorable. You know? Here's another acting exercise. Imagine losing them, right? And I know that got real dark real fast, right? But that's definitely something that it raises the stakes. So that way, when you do, if you do that acting technique, if you do that acting practice while you're backstage, not around them, and then you have to go back on stage with them again, something's going to lift in your heart, and it's like, oh, they're still here. Okay, good. I'm so happy to see you. And you really meant it then, right? Um, did I already say kiss like it's your first time? You know how is am I being specific when I say that? Imagine your first kiss with your partner in real life, your spouse in real life, or just in general in life, right? It's sloppy, it's so sloppy. It's so you don't know where to put your hands. You don't know if they're a tilter. Which way should I tilt my head? Play that up. Your first kiss is never perfect, so make sure that you're doing that in the scene. You know also, like I said, space. With your first kiss, you don't lean into them right away. You start off gentle, pop feathery kisses, light feathery kisses, and then you lean your body into them. And then maybe he cups your face. Usually men do that, so allow him to cup your face, and then you put your hand on his shoulder. Like I said, incorporating all the senses. Let us believe that it's your first kiss. Don't just go crazy into there. And it doesn't matter how attractive they are. It's not going to play as believable. And I also think that something that's very, very important is you have to be friends with the person in real life. You have to enjoy the person that you're on stage with or that you're on camera with, or else the audience is going to read that. Like I said, I don't think that the actress Cersei. I don't know her real name. I apologize. I don't think that she and Richard Madden were friends off camera. There's just something strange about, and maybe this was also occurring when she was like threatening of being canceled. So maybe like she just wasn't really into the scenes, but that reads as unprofessional, you know, because you still have a job to do, you know. Um, have I ever fallen in love? Me personally, have I ever fallen in love with my scene partner? Um, I've never had a role that lasted that long for in order for us to fall in love, but I've definitely developed crushes. Which I know that because I know that you spend so much time with your scene partner, right? And I think that there's something that's very magnetic about kissing someone, that you automatically fall for them, right? Um but you spend so much time with your scene partner and they're saying words that's written by someone and it's so beautiful, it's so sincere. It's like, how can I not get a crush on you? You know? And I think that I'm not all about like playing a character. I'm just me and I'm just saying someone else's words, you know. So and I think that it's very important that you understand that this isn't real, you know. And like I said, I've developed crushes. I still kind of have crushes on the guys now, because I still remember what it was like when they that kiss, you know, the way that he held me close, the way that like he breathed into me, and I'm like, oh my god, like how can I not get a crush on you, you know? But it was just a scene. It was just a film. It wasn't real. It wasn't real love, you know. And I think that the problem that actors have when they fall in love with each other on camera or on stage, and then they date each other out in real life, and then they realize, oh, this isn't really like what I wanted. It's like, because those weren't your words. Those, yes, those were your emotions. Yes, those were your feelings. But yeah, um, but I've never dated someone that I've ever done a scene with. Oh, that's a lie. That's a lie. I did. Oh, I did. Oh, fuck, I forgot about that. Oh shit. I'm a hypocrite. But it didn't last. It didn't last. Um, but like I said, you know, you get confused. You get lost in the sauce. Um, don't fall in love with your scene partner. 10 out of 10 wouldn't recommend. I don't think it's a very good idea. But it's like you have little pockets of love with every um with every play or film that you do. You know, you fall in love with your scene partner, whether it's a man or a woman, you know. And I think that love is genuine human connection, but not the kind of we should get married later on in life love. um yeah. Oh my god, I completely forgot about that. Talk about it. Oh, okay. That's it. What are your favorite on-screen couples? Obviously your my first thought was Rose and Jack. That was you can't fake that. But I also think that they have a lovely friendship as well. So that's hence why friendship matters. Who else can I think of? Um, I I've been trying to think of this movie with Andrew Garfield, and I cannot for the life of me remember the name of it. But it's Boy A. Oh, Boy A. Boy A. Him and that actress had such good chemistry in that film. But I think how can you not fall in love with Andrew Garfield as a scene partner and as a human being? Oh, okay, that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and bye. Have a great day that ends with a Y.